Wagwan YouTube, Fikod here. Welcome to today's Destiny 2 video. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on the Destiny 2 beta. That's right, it's a big and bulky topic discussion video. We're going to be talking about PvP, PvE, the weapons and armor, the subclasses, and absolutely everything there was to do in the beta. Now I know this video is a little bit late. I wanted to release this video a couple of days ago now, but we've been flooded with news recently, so I've been really delayed. But that doesn't matter now because we're here, so let's talk about it. But just before we jump in, I would like to say that if you do enjoy this video, then a like would be appreciated, and of course, if you want more Destiny content like this from me, then be sure to subscribe. But anyway, let's get started. So let's kick things off with some smaller features. The music and menus are great. They're a big improvement from Destiny 1, but they still keep that iconic Destiny feel. The graphics have also had a big upgrade. This is something we should expect from a sequel, but I have to say it is really noticeable and it's made a big difference now we've left behind the old gen consoles. The UI has also gone through some changes, but I would say it's a little bit dim. I would brighten it up a little bit, but that's a minor complaint. It still looks excellent. Basically, we got a lot of nice little things that you'd expect from a sequel, and they're all done really well, so no complaints there. But now let's talk about the actual game. We only got a few activities in the beta, and we're going to talk about them one at a time. We'll start things off with the Homecoming story mission. The story mission was incredible. If this is what every mission is going to be like throughout Destiny 2, then we're in for a treat. The set pieces and the use of NPCs was really great. It's pretty much the first time we've ever seen the Vanguard in action, and they didn't disappoint. Like I said, I hope we get this quality throughout Destiny 2, but I wouldn't expect it. At most, I'd expect maybe a handful of missions to be this good, but if the rest of the game is half as good as this, then it will still be a massive improvement on Destiny 1. It was really cool that we actually got a few extra cutscenes, which were excellent by the way, and also a few extra bits to the level that weren't shown during the reveal. We got to see an opening scene when we arrive at the tower and discover it's destroyed. And we also got to see what happens after the reveal ended when we come face to face with Gaul. It was just really great. Overall, I was extremely impressed with the story mission. The cutscenes were absolutely incredible. The voice acting was on point, especially with the new villain Gaul, who definitely left his mark on the game. I can't wait to get deeper in the story and find out more about him. Now, the other piece of PvE content we got was the Inverted Spire Strike. I was really impressed with the strike. It had a big sense of scale, kind of like the Vault of Glass raid in the way we were plunging into caverns, and the boss had several stages, which is something I thought was really cool. My only complaint is that it was maybe a bit too long, especially after you played it 4 or 5 times. Maybe adding alternate routes to the boss would have masked this problem, because literally doing the same thing over and over again got really stale for me. Hopefully though, not every single strike will be this size. Hopefully this is one of the bigger strikes, maybe 1 or 2 this size and the rest are a little bit smaller. For me that would be perfect. But overall the Inverted Spire Strike was well paced. The narration of it from Zavala and Failsafe was really good. Failsafe seems like a really colourful character. I can't wait to see how her sort of split personality is utilised. And yeah, honestly the Inverted Spire Strike was just really good, and it's got me even more excited for Destiny 2. Before we actually got into the strike itself, there was a little area of Nessus that was available to explore, and the first thing I'm sure we all noticed is that Nessus is absolutely gorgeous. Unfortunately, a lot of it was blocked off, but the area we had to explore was excellent. We had the chance to fight the Cabal, Fallen and Vexed, and at times they began to fight each other, and then a big battle would just occur in the middle of Nessus, and I thought that was really dynamic. The skybox on Nessus was great. The landscape looks beautiful with lush vegetation mixed with that Vex architecture. It looked really unique and a lot more interesting than the planets we got in the original Destiny. I can't wait to explore more of Nessus when the full game releases. Hopefully the other planets will be of this quality and the rest of Nessus will be as well, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. So overall the PvE experience was excellent. I don't have many complaints. Everything was well paced and well narrated, and the story was great. The cynic in me worries though that Nessus and the Inverted Spire and the story mission are all the best pieces of content in the game, and that's why Bungie have put them in the beta, and that's why they've been advertising them in every trailer and all of the reveals. I worry that everything else is not going to be this good, but I am right now going to put all my faith in Bungie and believe that they're holding the best for last. Now before we move on to PvP, let's talk about weapons and gear. We'll start off with the weapons. I really like the new weapon system. I didn't think I would, but switching between primaries feels really great, and not people constantly using snipers and shotguns in PvP works really well, and that's all down to the new power ammo system. The weapons feel really balanced across PvE and PvP. Obviously some weapons are better than others, but realistically you can use any weapon and still be successful. However, hand cannons and grenade launchers seem a bit weak for some reason. With grenade launchers you have to essentially hit dead on your target, which just isn't very useful. I just barely ever use them. If I was Bungie, I'd increase the blast radius on the grenade launcher's projectiles, and then it will be more of a suppression weapon rather than a direct kill weapon. I don't know, I think they'd just be better if they did that. In terms of armour, I thought all the sets we were allowed to see were really great. I think they were again a step ahead of what we saw in Destiny 1, especially than Destiny 1's beta. The designs were really cool, and it made each class look distinctively different. The Titan armour was a lot more bulky, the Hunter armour was more sleek, and Warlocks had longer, more extravagant robes. I also like how the intellect, discipline, strength system and the agility, recovery and armor system have sort of been blended into one. I thought that would eliminate a big part of Destiny's endgame, but I was wrong. It's just a more streamlined system and it works a lot better, especially because the stats are tied to armor rather than subclass. Okay, so now let's talk about the big one, the Crucible. It's where most of us are going to spend the most time, and let's start with the maps. So both the maps were pretty good. Endless Vale was excellent. It's probably one of my favourite maps I've played within Destiny, full stop, the whole franchise. It's a good size, it's got plenty of alleyways with flanking routes to be tactical, but enough open spaces to have all-out war. It also works extremely well with control. Midtown, however, felt like a lot of the map was dead, a lot of it was never utilised, but I suppose we've only played it on Countdown, which is the new Search and Destroy game mode, so we don't know what it's going to be like with other modes. But that's a minor complaint. Overall, I think Midtown and Endless Vale are better than any of the maps we got in Destiny 1. But now let's talk about the modes. So personally, I think Control is greatly improved. All the changes have had a positive effect. But I do think it needs to be made clearer when one team has the power play, or just emphasise objectives, because players are still leaving flags uncapped, and at times I didn't even notice that my team have no flags capped. Countdown was pretty decent. Obviously it's going to be better if you have a team, which I didn't through the beta, so I can't give my opinion too much, but from my experience it didn't feel that competitive or hardcore. A lot of the time it just felt like team deathmatch rather than an objective pace mode, because most of the rounds are won without the charge even being set. To combat this, I would have the defending team spawn closer to the bombs so they'd have a tactical advantage, but then I'd also decrease the detonation time so the bombs blow up quicker. This would make Countdown feel more like an attack and defense style mode, and it would make setting the charge a viable option for winning a round. This for me would make rounds way more interesting. But overall, I like the PvP experience. It's certainly a little slower, which I do prefer. Battlefield used to be my main game, so I do like slower gameplay, but not too slow. I think this Destiny 2 has hit a sweet spot, where it's fast enough to be fun, but also slow enough to make tactical decisions. The gunplay also felt great, and there wasn't aggressive sniper or shotgun spam in every round. Now we're going to talk about classes and abilities, and the first thing I'm going to say is all the classes seem pretty well balanced. The subclasses are all pretty good, but a few changes need to be made to bring them all level. The first change I'd make is decrease the duration of the Dawnblade, and then I'd increase the duration of the Striker Super, the Gunslinger Super, and the Arcstrider Super, and then I'd also make the Arcstrider a little bit more durable because it's just too easy to shut down. For me, the Supers feel great, especially in PvE. However, in PvP, they just take too long to charge, and because the time you get your super is standardised, you can't really influence it, so everyone gets their super at the exact same time, and it's normally about 30 seconds from the end of a round, so everyone just pops their super and it kind of ruins it. There's just a manic minute at the end of the game, there's no more tactical super usage, because everyone's just cramming in their super before the round ends, and just shutting each other's supers down with each other's supers. It's anticlimactic, and it makes supers not feel super at all. I'd also decrease just slightly how long it takes to get your melee energy and also your grenade charge, because at times I felt I never had grenades, which often put me as a disadvantage, especially with the low recovery time, which is another thing I would increase, because at the moment it takes too long to regenerate health, which means it's pretty much impossible to win a gunfight when you're the one who's been shot first. Overall though, I'd say subclasses feel pretty good. They feel pretty balanced, but because of the low charge rate, you barely get to use them, so I definitely think they need to do some tweaking there. But remember, we are playing an old build of the game, so this problem has probably already been taken care of by Bungie, so I don't think we need to worry. In case you're wondering, I'm going to be playing as a Titan in Destiny 2, just like I did in Destiny 1. I really like the Striker subclass, and the Sentinel subclass is awesome, so I'm going to be sticking with Titan. Now, I did play all of the subclasses in the beta, and the Dawnblade did turn my head a little bit, but I am going to be sticking with Titan. On one of the last days of the beta, we got to access the new social space, The Farm. Overall, again, I was just really impressed. There looks like there's going to be a lot to do. There was a hell of a lot to discover in the hour we got, and I can't wait to explore it a little more. If you want to see the video I made on The Farm and all of the secrets I found within the hour, I'll have that link down below. Overall, I think the beta was excellent. There are obviously a few things I'd tweak, but remember, like I said, we're playing an old build of the game, so most of it has probably already been taken care of. But yeah, I'm really impressed, and I can't wait to play more, which is what this beta should do, so it's definitely been a success. I would have liked another mission or maybe a strike that we hadn't seen yet, that would have been nice, but there's nothing wrong with Bungie holding their cards close to their chest. Obviously, one of my biggest complaints of the beta was that we didn't get enough to play with, but arguably Destiny 1's beta gave us too much to play with. If I was to describe my thoughts after the beta, I'm just excited to play more of Destiny 2, and I just have even more faith in Bungie because everything we played was excellent and it's not far off being perfect. But that's just my opinion, of course. In one of these Destiny topic discussion videos, I always want to hear your thoughts. So make sure you get in the comment section down below and tell me, what did you guys think of the beta? We had a very long time to play, so I'm sure some of you will have some big opinions. Get in that comment section down below, start a conversation and tell me your thoughts on the Destiny 2 beta. But on that note, guys, that about wraps up today's video. It's been a long time since I've done a video based on just my thoughts. I've been doing a lot of Destiny 2 news coverage recently. Of course, thanks to IGN, we've had a hell of a lot of Destiny 2 news recently, so I've been very busy, and that's why this video is a few days late. I had a plan to do it on the last day of the beta, but as you would have seen, I released 3 news videos yesterday alone, so I was very busy yesterday. So if you want to see those videos, they will all be linked down below. Some of them are very interesting. But in the meantime though, I want to thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I haven't made a big video like this for a while, but if you did, then a positive rating in the form of like would be greatly appreciated, and a share would go a very long way. And of course, if you want more regular Destiny content like this from me, then be sure to subscribe. In addition, if you want to stay updated with the Destiny universe and also get a little insight into my personal life, then my Twitter, Instagram and Google Plus are all linked down below. Make sure you check me out on there. If you want to know everything about Destiny 2, then make sure you check out my Everything Destiny 2 playlist. That's where this video and all my Destiny 2 videos are going to go from now on. That is where everything you need to know will all be in one place. But that's all I have left to plug, guys. Like I said, thank you very much for watching. I have been Fikod the Man. These have been my thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Oh.